What's up, guys? Welcome back to one more episode of Mentortalk with me, Kashyap Karnala. This is the place where I share the lessons that I learn, in everyday business life and from my mentors. Okay, so I'm Kashyap Karnala. I'm the founder of Findmymentors.com. We're in the business of helping startups and SMEs grow up in their own ventures. So this episode is about an equation of risk versus reward. So let me explain that concept through a screen. Let me bring that up. Okay, so now this episode, as I said, is about risk versus reward. Okay, so now in the context of business, now every customer that you interact with is measuring, is this a risky proposition that for me, or is it a reward proposition for me? Now, if he perceives that the risk is going to be more than the reward, guess what? He's not going to take action, right? So now for us to the solution is going to be we want to show more reward to the risk that he's going to take. Risk is going to be there. Okay, let me tell you an example. Okay, now if my let's say if my activity is that, okay, if I want to climb Mount Everest, okay, that's me, this is me on my Mount Everest. Yay. Okay, that's my thing. I want to climb Mount Everest. Now what is the risk is I might fall sick, I might die. That is a risk. Now what is the reward is, if I climb the Mount Everest, I can tell the whole world that, hey, I have climbed the Mount Everest. So that qualifies me in the society, in the peer group, that okay, I'm somebody special. Somebody special. Now this reward is so much bigger than the risk of losing life. So in the process of me taking the decision to go to Mount Everest, to climb the Mount Everest, I'm going to see, okay, yes, there is a risk. Definitely there is a risk. I understand people do die every year, but I am smart. I know how to take care of. Perhaps I'm a doctor. Perhaps, right? I know how to take care of myself, and then I'm driven by the bigger reward, that is which is about my elevation in the society, and that's where I'm going to take action for going to Mount Everest. So there are also people who, for them, this risk of losing life can be big compared to the reward, right? So see, each individual is different that way. You got it? So you want to understand your target customer that way, and you want to plan your pitch that way. So one more similar let's say maybe a twin brother of the same concept is cost versus benefit. Now we want to do all this. Whenever you take a decision, you always look at what is the cost versus benefit. Now what is the cost that I'm going to incur, and what is the benefit I'm going to get out of it, right? So take any example, right? Like, okay, cost, let's say if I have to go for higher education abroad, okay, this is the cost is that I have to keep aside 30-40 lakh rupees, and the benefit is that I might be somebody abroad, for example, right? So now if you see that, if you get to notice that that benefit part is not sure, then this is going to be a risky venture. You don't take decisions, right? Now the whole point of this episode is basically to create an offer. When you're creating an offer to to your target audience, you want to make sure that you highlight the reward part more, and tell them that the risk of the venture, risk of the vehicle that they are choosing is not so much. You want to specify, telling them that, look, this is okay, this is normal. If you are let's say worried about certain risk part, it is normal to be worried. That's how you start the conversation, and then you talk about the reward and how much more it is going to be easier. So when you design your offer in that way, the you know the let's put it this way. So from A to B, that customer takes that journey in your direction to use your product or service, right? So Now that's the task. So I know it is easier said than done, but that is the science behind it. Got it? So I have to like this episode. So I want to know what you guys think about this risk versus reward, and I want to know where have you ever else seen this before? Like maybe tell me about your examples about when you made a decision, how you saw the risk versus reward, and how you chose a particular decision against a particular other decision, for example, right? So that's it for this episode. And as we speak, we have a funding platform called Lion Slayer, where there are a lot of investors who are looking for amazing ideas. If you think that your idea is good to get funded, go to Lion Slayer and click on the registration. I think tomorrow the application form should be live. So if you're watching this, by let's say 5th May, then you're ready to apply for funding, and there's a screening process, and we help you pitch with your investors so that you can get that money, so that you can scale up and grow your business. Okay, so that was it for this episode. I wish you have a good weekend, and if you have any questions, leave a comment below and I'll be happy to answer them back. Okay, until next time guys, have fun and take care.